got a good sound. Today, we're gonna go ahead and get this transmission in because honestly, I'm just tired of waiting on it. And I know you guys are too. So we've got everything that we need. Let's go ahead and slap this thing in. I've already added fluid to the converter here, so we're good. We have our hardened input shaft in. So we're just gonna slap the converter in, make sure it's splined up, and go ahead, raise this thing up and get it started. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's what I know. First things first, let's go ahead, get our block plate up here because I am horrible about remembering these things. These appear to be flywheel bolts, but you can use flywheel bolts on these. I've done it many times. But first, before I do that, okay, I just want to make sure the converter sits up in the back of the crankshaft like it's supposed to. So you might think that the converter is locked in when it's like even, but it actually is recessed even more than that. So you'll know when you turn it, you'll feel like a lot of friction. See how this is, because you're turning the pump too in the transmission as well. So there you go. Is. Transmission's up there, everything's lined up. I'm just gonna start putting bolts in it, bolt the converter up, all that type stuff. No need in video in that. Basically, I'm just trying to get the transmission in the car, bolted up, so that way tomorrow when I get off work, I'll have basically 2 days, full days to work on this thing, and we will 100% get this thing running. All right, I'll catch you guys here in a few minutes once we get some more work done. Walk like I built this town. Steps so light, I barely touch the ground. Everybody wants to know how. Brick by brick, I put them in the ground. Walk like I built, walk like I built this. Hey. Ooh, guys, we are so close and I can taste it. I can taste it. We're about to fire this thing off in the next probably 30 minutes or so. Let me show you what we got so far. Underneath the car, we've gotten all the exhaust done. Let me turn this fan off because that's always annoying. We do have the fluid filled up, so we did not forget that. We got our 410 gears in. We got, like I said, our drive shaft. We've got our new exhaust. Now, as you can see, this is an X pipe. It's not new, it's new to me, but it's in really good shape though. So now we have an X pipe on the car, 2.5 inch, and 2 Flowmasters. Now I didn't use the Pro Chamber because I think I misled you guys on that. I really wanted this for the Retro Fox. I had considered it on this car, but I'm gonna put it in the Retro. Everything's good, all of our lines are in. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. We got to put the throttle body on the car. My throttle body that I ordered from Anderson is coming directly from AccuFab, and they're behind. So we're gonna have to wait on that. It'll be next week before we get that nice throttle body, and I'll be able to run my new mass air meter and my, cold air kit and all that stuff. So it's fine. We'll just go ahead and run the stock air box right now with like a stock throttle body. That's all I've got. Without taking the 90mm off of the Calypso over here, that's all we got. So I've had some people ask about what is the 75mm race AccuFab. All it is a 90mm inlet with a 75mm outlet. So the side that bolts up to your intake is going to be 75mm, which is typically what most of your intakes are. That way you don't have to port your intake. This is where we're at so far. We got our little Summit gauge here. Guys, this thing was only 22 bucks and it's an oil-filled gauge. I'm sure probably like AEM or somebody makes this gauge for Summit, but it is a very, very nice, heavy little gauge. So that's pretty cool there. So we need to set fuel pressure and all of that. We'll clean up all the wiring and everything later. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're not gonna put a belt on it right this second. Yeah, I'm excited, I'm excited. Fingers crossed, because we got a lot of stuff done to this thing, right? So in case you're new to the channel and you're watching for the first time, what this is a 306, a stock AOD in it with a hardened input shaft and a precision converter. It's got a trick flow stage 1 camshaft. It's got Canfield 192cc heads that have been shaved 40 thousandths. It's got a new Holley Systemax intake. It's got headers on the car, and these headers are not meant for high port heads. There are a few things that you need to know if you're going to try that, but we think the headers are going to work. I'll show you some of the issues that arise with using regular headers with high port heads here after a while. I don't care how good you are, at some point you're going to put a motor together and it not work. It come apart. It's going to happen if you do enough of them. With this, there's a good chance, or I don't say a good chance, there is a chance that when we start this thing up, it has issues, okay? We could spin a bearing, it could knock, there's whatever, right? So stuff happens. We're fully aware of that, and I'm not anticipating it, but I'm at least aware of it. So, but guys, we've built enough engines in the past to where we both have a good feeling about this one. I think it's going to be fine. But every time you're nervous, though, you know, you always get nervous with this stuff because it's like, man, did I torque that right? Did I do this right? Anyway, I'll catch you guys whenever we get ready. I think we've got everything hooked up. All right, before we get started, I want to mention something. I completely forgot about the fact that this is a older block, and it does not take the dipstick tube on the side of the block like the newer ones. It goes in through the timing chain cover, which I swapped out. So I don't know, guys. By the time you watch this video, I'll have figured that out. But all right. Damn. Yep. Damn it. Well, that didn't work. Okay. All right, we'll bump the timing up a little bit on it. There we go. Oh yeah. All right, so I have to video this, guys. Look, so we pulled this thing apart because it was popping back through the intake, and we figured the valves were out of adjustment, so we adjusted all that, and we did find one. So this was actually a good thing. We did find one rocker arm that was completely, well, not loose, but it probably would have come loose, so that was good. So I went ahead and fixed all that. And you know, I'm sitting here talking to Papa T, and I'm like, I don't think that's the problem. He's like, I don't either. Well, I found the problem. Flip the intake over just to look, just to see. I don't know, guys. You tell me. I mean, you think that could be the problem? Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that's what it was. And honestly, I got full confidence this thing will sit right there and run. So I'm saying it on camera right now. See you guys in a few. All right, guys, so this is take 2. We're unsure about the timing of where it needs to be. We're just going to kind of shoot from the hip here. All right, ready when you are. Look at that. Is that not nice? Ooh, that's nice. Hey, that sounds pretty good. That sounds good, guys. Got a little exhaust leak up here that we're gonna have to figure out, but it sounds like it's at the collector coming off the header. I don't think it's a header tube. We're gonna go ahead and put some water in this thing and put the belt on it, and then we're gonna let it run for a little while, and that's pretty much gonna wrap this video up. Trials and tribulations, guys. I don't know what to tell you. You got to go through them. You got to pay your dues. Sometimes it's going to be this way. Yeah, it would have done that to start with if I hadn't missed a freaking hole in the bottom of the intake. All right, here we go. We had a little water leak up here, but went ahead and fixed that, resealed it, and we got some water in the radiator now. Got the belt on it. Got a pulley on now that I forgot earlier. That's the power steering pump down there. Seems to be doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, guys. It's starting to get a little trot to it. All right, look guys, we're gonna go ahead. We got some stuff we need to check, and I think that's gonna wrap this video up. Next video, we'll drive the car, we'll see how it performs. I'll work on getting everything else done. I need to check transmission fluid and a couple other different things. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Heck yeah. It is pretty responsive, I noticed. Yeah. Especially with not nothing set. Yeah. I mean, not really. Dropping it in there like that. It picked itself up when I dropped it in reverse. Yeah. Now forward. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. Not real good. It doesn't get hard, but it just it's got a good sound. Yeah. I like that sound. Get all that exhaust. Yeah. Oh yeah.